But let's now drive the focus towards the Motown, because the week saw a lot of activity in the luxury car space as the country's #1 and #2 luxury car players, Mercedes-Benz India and Audi, launched 2 new offerings in the market. Now, both the car makers say that headwinds in the industries have started to reduce, but that the negative sentiment in the market has hit the segment. Here's a detailed report by CNBC TV 18's Alisha Sachdev on the new launches and the car makers' view on the industry outlook.
The Indian luxury car market had an eventful week. While Mercedes-Benz introduced its electric brand EQ in the country, the first such step towards electric motoring in India, Audi announced the launch of its coupe SUV Q8 at a starting price of Rs 1.33 crore ex-showroom. While the mass market battles a slowdown in demand, luxury OEMs too say that the negative sentiment impacts aspirational car buying and leads to deferred purchases.
The negative sentiment which prevails around at this point in time in the overall business definitely has an impact, because when it comes to luxury segment, this is somewhere where you aspire to be. People already have cars in houses. When they go into luxury segment, this is not a need. This is an aspiration that they do. So they can also wait for another 6 months, another 1 year. So it is very important that the positive atmosphere overall in the industry prevails, which helps boost the segment as overall.
Mercedes-Benz India also had its best fourth quarter on record, while the industry was in the throes of a slowdown.
Growth in the fourth quarter compared to 2018 fourth quarter, and we actually had, believe it or not, the best fourth quarter ever in our history in 2019. So that is counterintuitive. I wouldn't say tailwind, but the headwinds reduced a little bit with some of the government policies taken in mid-year time frame. For our brand, I'm very confident that we have seen the bottom of it. We have had now 4 or 5 months where we could see the trend changing. With the current more or less stable environment, I think there is a base to assume new products, a better sentiment will help to push next year's sales, at least in the second half of the year.
While the cost impact of a BS6 transition will not shock the luxury segment as much as the mass market, it is being considered a wild card in its impact on sentiment.
It becomes a question whether the market is capable and the customers are capable of taking these new offerings. Very difficult to do a prognosis for the entire year. In terms of what the industry as a whole will do, I really hope, and at least I have seen across that last fourth quarter was not that bad. Sentiment showrooms are there, but you're right. It's a little bit of a wild card. What will BS4, BS6 transition do to the market?
With just a couple of months to go before a full migration to BS6, it will soon enough become clear how long the disruption caused by the event lasts. In Mumbai, Alisha Sachdev.
Okay, so